We are moving into an age when you finally boil it all down. Magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. What is up, everyone? It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. And I am joined by my etherical translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
Paula's a little still asleep, maybe? Tiny bit?
No, it's actually the opposite, and I'm going to go into it.
You got to get on camera.
It's the opposite.
There you go. What's everybody doing tonight? If you can, smash that like button, subscribe, share. We figured out the light problem. Just shut the lights off in the back, and you'll get to see everything on our faces. We appreciate you being here with us tonight, spending this time, your precious time with us.
Yeah.
One of the most important things that you have. My beard's crooked. Oh, I got to stay fresh.
Not crooked.
A little bit. You can't tell because it's not on your face. However, better. Shout outs to everyone in the Fearless family. What's up, Willow? Love you so much. Lisa Marie, Peter, Della, Sons of the Sun, KG. KG and I started a new project called Sons of the Sun. We're going to be delivering awesome new music to you as the year comes to its end. We have some really cool new stuff we want to present to you guys soon. Not ready yet, but soon. We'll have a single soon enough. And big projects going. Shout outs to my man, Robert Hawley, the Golden Lantern, ripping it up tonight.
The Golden, and what is that one of the Green Lanterns?
Could you speak into this?
The Golden Lantern is one of the Green Lanterns, right?
No, it's one that we made up ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is no Golden Lantern except for one.
Know. Oh, okay. Oh, Robert Hawley.
One ring that rules them all. Robert Hawley.
I like his setup.
Oh, he's killing it, man. If you're not part of the Fearless family right now, I don't even know what you're doing. If you feel the connection, come on over to us, the Fearless family on Facebook. It's a private group. Do everything privately, safe, sacred space. And Rob's just in there crushing it. Shout outs to Shaman Tiffany. Thank you so much. Love your wand. It is beautiful. And shout outs to Rihanna and Bert for making such incredible tools for the shaman to use.
That work.
They
all work.
They work so good. It is a way when using a wand to focus your energy, to bring it out and direct it directly. It's like using a surgeon's tool. So thank you so much.
Yeah, or a set of knives for a chef. It's the same thing.
Yes,
you know, you take care of your tools. You know,
and then they take care of you.
Like you have that knife you like to. Frank is my prep. Most people know this, but Frank is my prep chef.
Sous chef.
When we're in the kitchen, he preps a lot of the stuff for me. I'll tell him, what I need, what I want, and he'll do it. But he's got 2 knives that he likes to work with, and I have a knife that I like to work with. And, you know, one of the fundamentals when you're doing something is take care of your tools. Like a hairdresser, you know, they take care of their tools. A chef takes care of his tools.
If
like,
you don't sharpen your knife and everything, and you got a
exactly.
dull ass knife, what good are you?
Exactly. And then you can hurt yourself and somebody else.
Geez, you brought a butter knife to a knife fight? Really?
Well,
What's wrong with y'all?
gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm.
But you know, these wands, like as beautiful as they are, I mean, they're truly magnificent, they're truly beautiful. She's not making any more of them, so
Whatever's
the
left is
inventory
left.
that she has is what's left. And you know, Tiffany was gracious enough to help us in a situation with a fearless family member. And
That's called being clutch right there.
oh yeah, totally. I mean, she got the call.
That was Mariano Rivera right there,
She
right?
could have had 100 things to do with
Come
that.
on out and strike this thing out, will you? So we could get on with tonight.
Exactly. Like, let's get this done. Like, we got other things to do. But you know, she got the call and she rushed to his aid. She stopped everything she was doing, everything that was on her list to do, you know, and she knew someone was someone needed help, and she responded, and she got a wand for it. But
magic meets
yeah,
magic.
And
guess what? Magic happens.
But the funny thing is, because you know, I wasn't going to discuss this, but you know, I had told her, I said, pick out whichever wand you want, and I'm going to get it for you as a thank you from me to you for what you did for us on this day. You know, I mean, she could have had an occasion. She could have had.
All I'm going to say is
10,000 things going
Tiffany
on.
with a wand.
Oh yeah.
Is like, okay, when you level up so big on your board of the video game.
Yeah.
When it comes to the final enemy, you strike him 3 times across his face. It's like 3 slaps and you knock him right out. Move on to the next level. Look, that's what she is. She's a finisher.
And
I love her for that. I love it.
We see the energy, you know, like Ellen has a wand also. And, you know, during that time, and you know, many of you know the story when Joe and Della were here for their Aya experience. You know, I had specifically asked Ellen, she's another fearless family member, to put her protection around Frank, because I needed to be with Joe. Even when I wasn't there, I was with Joe. Now, people are going to say, how did you do that? I really don't know, but I was with Joe. So prior to this experience, this particular day, I had specifically asked Alan, please focus your energy around Frank, because Frank and Ellen have this very unique bond. And I knew that she would do everything she could to keep Frank safe. And she did. And because I needed to focus my energy on Joe. I can't split focus. I can't worry about Frank. I can't worry about, like, you know, my concern is Joe. Della, I knew, was going to be able to take care of herself and hold her own. And that's exactly what she did. But I knew I needed to be with Joe, and I needed to put all of my energy and all of my focus into Joe. And it worked. And because Tiffany did this beautiful thing, you know, we got on the wand. And the funny thing is, I told her, pick anyone you want. And the wand that she picked was the one that I originally saw and picked for her. I wanted,
because they're calling our names.
No, I know.
What appears to us being nice to each other and doing cool things to one another, it's meant to be.
You know, it's funny too.
All you have to do, I'm sorry, is make the choice to, you know, I can do this or I could not. Right. When you choose to do bigger things happen.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting by and kind of just looking.
So
So when you hear it calling you, you're like, oh, that's nice. And then later on down the line, you're like, wait a second.
Yep.
Could it be?
Yeah.
It's like, well, nothing is it. There's no such thing as coincidence. So it has to be because it's meant to be. Should you choose to accept this mission?
Right. And that's like Mission Impossible. That's exactly what it was like. She was given a choice at that moment, and she could have said, I'm sorry, I have, you know, things going on. And that would have been perfectly acceptable, but she didn't. So I felt it was important for her to realize how much I acknowledged it. I know you acknowledged it with her, but for me, I stay in the background when these things happen. And anyone who has come to have an experience with us, they know I stay in the background. I do what I do. Whatever energy is put out, whatever protection is put out, I don't talk about how I do it. I don't discuss what happens behind the scenes. You know, people laugh at me. Like, some people think I'm just inside watching Game of Thrones. Like, there's so much more. And I don't even do that anymore. Like, I did that a couple of times, and then I realized that what I was watching on television was affecting their experiences. So it's only like happy up.
Yeah, if you're watching Game of Thrones in the other room, the vibe
Right.
could come through the TV.
Yeah,
Even if they hear it oh so slightly.
Right. I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna.
One of the screaming dragons, they'll be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
there's a screaming dragon here. So, you know, and it's funny because I do what I do quietly in the background. And that's the way I like it. That's the way I like setting it up. I like Frank being in the forefront. I like being in the background. And then if something really needs to be done, I can come out and do what I have to do. And there's no question about it, because you're either going to stay or you're not going to stay. If you're an entity that is not welcome, you're not staying. And I was going to select a wand for her and just send it to her. And then I said, no, let me not do that. She has a very distinct ability. She clearly knows what she needs and what she wants in her arsenal. So she picked it, but she picked the exact same one. And I said, funny, that's the exact one I picked for you and was going to send you.
It's choose your weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We had an episode a long while ago where I talked about entering the arena.
Right.
And I stepped into the arena and I was naked. And I'm like, there was a table out in front of me and a giant light being, big guy, like 9 feet tall and skinny, just standing there. Choose.
Right.
Right. So I'm in the Coliseum. That's what it looked like. I walk over. I'm like, another battle. I'm like, come on, guys. There's a sword, a shield.
Yeah, but that's what it's like.
This, that. And then my wands were sitting on the edge of the table.
Right.
So then I went, I don't need nothing. I'm just going to walk in. I'm just going to go in. I don't need anything. And they were like, you have to take something. So I go, I have to. And they were like, yeah, you're going to need something in there. So I'm like, oh, well, if that's the case, I'm going to just take my wands. And I walked away from the table and I saw everyone's faces. Like, he's going to go in there, and I put the wands down in front of me. I stood naked. I rubbed some hands on my hands in the dirt. I picked up the dirt and I was like, and I looked around, waiting. And then no one came out.
Right.
The Coliseum rose and all the masters were standing there. And I'm like, what's going on? What just happened? They were like, you literally chose to walk into the arena where you know you're going to face some stuff.
Right.
And you wanted to come in naked. And then we're like, no, take something. And you chose your wands.
Right.
Why did you choose your wands? I said, because I don't need anything. It's me. The wands are an extension of me. So if I have to take something, I'm taking the wand.
No, but that's it. They're an extension of you. Okay. They're an extension of you. We were watching Harry Potter earlier this week on USA. And Frank's like, oh, you're watching Harry Potter again? And I was like, Frank, it's background noise. Leave me alone. But it's relevant. Watch this scene. And he'd watch a scene and he'd go, oh my God, that happened last week in the house. And I'm like, Frank, it's all relevant. Just watch it. You know, and they were using their wands. And yeah, it's a movie. And you know, it's a debate. It's about kids in the UK going to magic school. Yeah. But these things really
and
happen.
How everything's hidden in plain sight. I didn't watch Harry Potter. My magic wand was a baseball bat. That was Big Baby. We just kept it right by the front door.
Right.
There's my magic wand.
Right.
Welcome to the Bronx, bitch.
But
I'm so much stronger.
But it's like you said,
the wands.
These things are hiding in plain sight all of the time. These entities and beings that attach to us are right there. Most of the time, we feel them when they're attached to us. We know something's not right. We don't know what it is, and we don't know how to fix it. Okay. So the wand is an extension of you. So think about the ability that she has, specifically Tiffany. Just Tiffany. We're not talking about anyone else in the Fearless family.
But as we're talking about her, please think of you. And
no, of course. This is relevant for you.
To the whole conversation tonight.
Just the power that she has in her heart and in her mind to do what she does.
Well, that's where it comes from.
No. But just the way she's able to manifest and channel that. Okay. Yeah. The wand is an extension of you. Okay.
That's why
you don't need it. You can use your finger. The wand is an extension of you. And Rihanna can go into 10,000 reasons why the wand is important. But when you have the tools that you need to do the job you need to do, things are so much easier. Like the knife for chopping. Frank has a specific knife he likes to chop veg and garlic with. And
because they'll come out specific to my cutting style every single time the same way.
Exactly.
When I use something else, my thumb gets in the way. It hurts my wrist.
Absolutely. So it's a perfect tool. It's a perfect tool. And then,
well, this is what we do. We go on through our life, right? And we collect things, right? We collect a lot of things. We're hoarding everything pretty much. So then, but really, if you're like, well, what do you need, right? You're like, well, I need a hammer. I need a screwdriver,
a couple of nails,
a needle nose plier. Just that's helpful.
Yep.
Right.
And a tape measure,
a tape measure, a plunger, a pencil.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And from there,
now we have a toolbox.
From there, I can do anything. Because Frank, in the beginning, when we were trying to fix
I didn't believe it.
He didn't believe it. And I said, Frank, look at my toolbox. Everything in my toolbox
is what we need.
I have carried around from my life. Like it tells a story of where I've been in my life. And in there, he was like, you don't have anything in here. And I was like, Frank, I was able to fix everything that ever broke in any place I ever lived with the things that are in that box. If you can't fix it, then it's because you don't know what to do to fix it. But everything you need is in that box. And then little by little, Frank was like, oh, okay, you're right. All you need
I entered the box.
Exactly.
And anything that I was like, oh, here we go again. And I'd open it and I'm, oh, it's right here.
Right. Right. And it's like,
I'm like, this is so much better than
of course
rigging something.
And then what? Yeah, because that's what our families did, right? Your grandfather is notorious.
And rope everywhere.
Frank's grandfather has in the garage about 9 different types of string and rope. Not rope that he has procured in his lifetime, like at various hardware stores, or just rope that he's found, or rope that he's taken off of other items that were tied. And he has them all saved, but he used them all through his life. Like he used all of these things that he saved. So for him, it worked.
Those scrap ropes worked fantastic. Holding the fence together. It's like, dude, we need a new fence. Let me show you something here. And I'm like, pizzeria string isn't going to work.
Exactly.
It will if you loop it 100 times. It will.
But then Frank and I was like, no, Pop, they made this thing. They're called zip ties. They work better. You put a zip tie and you never get it out.
Kids and these fucking creations and stuff.
And then he was like, do it for me, Paula. Show me. And I went, hold on, Pop, this is amazing. Come look. And then we were zip tying the mesh to the fence to stop the weeds. And he was like, I can't believe it. That's so much easier. And I said, yeah, and it's all the same. It's all the same color. There's not 36 different colors of rope on it.
There's rope holding the plants up.
Bakery string rope.
You're
not supposed to save that. Bakery string rope.
No, but it's everywhere. You just look around and go, oh. When I cleaned out the garage, I said to my mother, hey, how much rope do you need? Because this isn't rope. They're like little string ropes, right? Like to wrap up the garbage and shit. She's like, we don't have that much in here. Maybe a roll of rope. I pulled out the one that they have in the pizzerias, those giant ones where you're like, hey, and they wrap the box real quick.
The bakery one when it hangs from the ceiling.
It looks like a side of lamb or something, right? You're like, whoa, wait, where'd you get that much fucking rope from? It looks like a giant candy cane.
Yes.
Then there was the white rope that's a little, it's a lot stronger.
Yes.
But if you double that one, you ain't breaking it. But then you can cut it kind of easy.
The clothesline rope.
There's clothesline rope.
Yes.
There was thread. I go, do you need this much of everything?
A fishing line.
My
father was notorious. Various
ways box and fix that. I opened the box and it was just a mess of knots. Yeah. And I went, no. And I was like, you have enough. We have fishing shit everywhere. All right. Anyway, the point is, you have the right tools.
You can do anything.
You can do anything that you want. Okay. I've done stuff like no one's around. I take my wand. I have 2. Because I'm a mess, right? So
I have 2 also.
They needed to dance the dance.
Yeah.
I can face them at me from over there, right? Point them right at me. I can take my crystal skull. Thank you, Della. Thank you, Joe. That I always have with me now. My heart crystal and stuff. And
where is my Ellen? Is she here tonight? Where is she?
I'm not checking nothing yet.
Okay.
I stopped when I was in the middle of saying shout outs. So I just left the
right.
screen there. And then you can, in a situation where you need, and there is no one, but there's always someone and something, right? You could send what little energy you have
That's right.
at your wand
Right.
and just tell the wand what to do.
Because
Just tell it
because it amplifies it.
and be like, I don't even know how you're going to do this, but I
Right.
need you to do this.
I know you can. I don't know how, but I know you can.
Drop of energy.
Yep.
Bam! You're going to take a shot right to the face. It's going to knock anything right. If it's the right tool for the moment, it's going to blow it right out. Just like sage keeps things out of the house and the different types of sages.
Yeah.
You know, you're clearing out. We're sharing this space, right? So like right here, there could be someone sitting.
Oh, right between us. Yeah.
And I'm doing this and this,
yeah.
and I'm pushing Paul.
Yeah.
And it's just going right through him, but he's sitting there. Right? He's
Right.
watching the whole thing.
Right.
Well, she's watching the whole thing. And then behind them, there's audience rows. And
Right.
we're like, holy shit.
Right. And
Now,
then
something jumps up and goes, sneaks its way through the crowd, makes it up to Paula and I. And we're like, tonight we're going to light some sage. We didn't even know why. And we just light the sage.
Right.
Everyone in here gets the sage.
Because
everyone gets it.
People don't understand, if you're sharing space with one other living breathing thing, even a plant, when you're sharing space with another living breathing thing, there are entities and beings that are very attracted to life, human life, forms of life on this planet as they know it. Okay. Life where you have free will. Okay. So we share our space with animals. We share our space with plants, anything living. Anything that is created to life that wants to view in or check out what's going on or eat the energy or is curious about the energy comes to be around life. And where life is living its best, where life is happy and life is just being, and you're just being you and you're doing you and you just be, there are things that love to come in and witness that.
That's the whole idea.
Just because it's human life. So
it's voyeuristic on a degree that you guys will not understand unless you just pulled back the curtain and saw who was watching.
Yeah, it's like
you'd be like, oh, you're all right there.
Exactly. It's like a moth to a flame. So there's Frank and I, and just say, for example, now there's three cats in the room. Just in this room, there's 3 cats. So now you have to realize there are entities and beings, angels, demons, whatever you want to call them, and they're all here for different reasons. So there's multiple beings here from multiple life forms. So it truly is like a moth to a flame. Like when you turn on a bug zapper and you're sitting out in your yard and you see all of the insects that are attracted to that light. That's what it's like here. We just don't get to see it because it's another dimension.
Well, the idea
or
is
it's out of our purview. Yeah,
doesn't allow you to see it because you're the Truman Show at the moment.
Right.
So it's you, and that's why we're interested because there's so many of you, of us.
But this is happening all of the time. You know,
they would show me the demon. They're doing it right now, right? The demon's like, watch Paula. She's gonna step over the person in the street, right? So the demon's watching, going, fuck this person, just leave him there, right? And trying to eat the energy,
right?
And is thinking because maybe a look on Paula's face or a nudge in the direction, which may or may not work because it's Paula, everyone's an individual, and then you step over her, but because you're lefty, you stepped over to turn around and bend over to help.
To help her. Mm-hmm.
The angel comes out and goes, now this is metaphorically, please, right? People in the system, beings go, and that's what we were here to see. She rose above what this thing was talking about, which wasn't aware the other thing was there.
You're right, but it's not even that because
I'm saying all these beings are there for different reasons.
Because either way. So now if I would have walked over that person and laughed and snickered, that being that was attracted to that would have been good. She laughed and snickered.
Yeah. You did it good. You did it good.
The opposite way, the being was like, oh, good, she helped. So either way, whatever the outcome, see, they don't care.
Do you ever hear the gasps because of your free will and your divinity, that they're like, this is why we're watching the movie. Like
Right.
they're gasping
because it doesn't matter
because
what
it's so
you,
spectacular.
because it doesn't matter what you choose
But
to
it's
do.
just a moment of love. Like you
No, no,
see
no,
the plant needs water,
a
and
moment,
then
no, but it's a moment of anything. It's not just a moment of love or a moment of hate.
I'm
It's
just
a,
using
it's, No,
examples.
but it's a moment of anything because we have free will. There's no right or wrong.
Right. So it's the best movie in the universes.
There's an entity waiting to pick up any energy from any emotion that you put out, good, bad, indifferent, no matter what it is. There's something waiting to feel that energy, to feed off of that energy, good or bad. It doesn't matter because your choice is irrelevant. Whether I choose to kick someone while I'm crossing the street or help them across the street, my choice is irrelevant in the universe. Like there's no right or wrong. For whatever circumstance,
It's just the choice.
it's the choice.
That's it.
But the being that is interested in you making the choice is either going to feast or famine off of the outcome because they don't care about the choice. They care about the energy that you put out, good or bad.
And what they try to do is persuade you because they can't actually go do this, like and grab you and force you to do it. They find those
Sweet spot,
Sweet-
whatever
yeah,
you
yeah,
what
yeah.
you like and you don't like, and they're like, oh,
that's
well,
why they tell you the devil goes, hey, come over here, look, check this out, look what I got for you over here, because
Right.
that's how he comes to you. He comes in a suit and
right
tie.
because it's
Like, hey,
because it's free
it's
and
okay.
because it's free will and none of it's wrong. See, it's not wrong. Like this is where people get confused. Like live a good life, do you think? That's not what this is about. We're given free will. We have choices to make every day.
And a
We have
lot of these
choices to
beings
make
don't have that.
every second. No one has that, but this planet, no one in the universe or universes or this multidimensional place that we live.
You know, I've heard that
No
this
one
is
has
the only free will spot, period.
No one has
But,
free will.
okay, so can I throw a
people
caveat
from
on
the
this?
planet of Earth, yeah. go ahead.
Okay, so we're straight up light beings that have come here to change ourselves and transform with the planet alongside of it, the whole thing. But your upper transformation is the light body, right? That being, that's just the oversoul, all the multiversal versions of you, singularity out, and is walking around this place doing anything it wants.
Right.
Okay, well, not everyone is that. Like we
Right.
came here to transform in the space,
Right.
in
Yeah.
doing something that's never ever been done.
Well,
But
other beings are here to do their job too.
it's like
whatever
saying,
it
well,
is.
source is all around us, right?
Right.
But then you show up and
Right.
transform in a source, but it's Paula source and it's Frank source.
Right.
It's like our versions of it because there you go. You're an individual with
Right.
that ability. Well, not everyone's got that. That makes us the most ideal viewing option.
Of course it is. It's entertainment.
I watch them just watch me do stuff that's so mundane and they're so confused and they ask questions sometimes but they're asking each other. And if I'm hearing it, I could be like, if you don't do this, all this other stuff occurs down the line. Oh, I didn't know that. We don't have that.
They don't have that because
It's the most interesting.
They're specifically purpose driven. They have a purpose and an expiration, and they do their job within that time.
Yes, and so I'm caveating you. So like reptilians inside their suits, they're capable of using their chakras, but they mastered 3, right? So then there's like a cutoff where they just keep wanting and dominating. So you almost see like it can't be done with these things. I forgot my fucking point. Anyway, so the different skin suit technologies have, shout outs to Aaron and Zach, and expanded understanding. Different skin suit technologies doesn't allow you the range of emotion that we have. Yeah, I brought myself back there. Thank you so much.
Because they're purpose driven.
We have the whole thing.
Yes.
The whole thing. There's nothing we don't have.
That's free will. Yeah.
I mean, but nothing.
But we talked about.
We have it all.
We talked about this. So we talked about. You have to believe it all. Oh, Willow.
Oh, Willow, we love you so much. Thank you so much for sending you positive vibes.
I'm glad you like your stuff. They have everyone has a job. Every being, no matter what you're made of, we all have a job, and we all have a specific way that we feel that job has to be handled. and they are confused by free will, and they are confused by all of the choices, and they are confused by just all of the stuff, like just this desk, like just all of this stuff on this desk that you need to live your life, you know. And I know most of this you need. Like we need
it's funny.
all,
We
need
use it. Like, check this out. We're watching Harry Potter the other night, and I guess I've seen this in movies before. When they had those stone soldiers came out,
yes,
right? And they the magician went like this, and they all jumped off.
No, she's a headmaster.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And okay, well, you could explain it.
No, go ahead.
She brought golems
To
out,
life,
right?
yes.
So I surround all right. So if you were to come here now in this day and age to my home and
Oh, yeah,
theoretically have a standoff with me and step into my realm,
Oh no,
you would be going up against my golem. Now,
right?
we had them and they looked like Anubis.
Yeah,
They looked like a multiple Anubises, like dog-headed men
there's like 6
with like
of them.
regular
Yeah.
body,
There's
like
like,
human body, and they
yeah.
would move
Yeah, and the
up
perimeter,
and down the
So
perimeters. I
it's
saw
like
them
6
when I was
blocks.
fucked up
Yeah.
once. I went outside and they were like, remember when I was like, they told me to get inside.
Right.
He came right up to my gate and was
That
like,
was-
get in your home. And I
yeah.
go, don't you tell me
That
what
was
to do,
over the summer.
motherfucker.
That was over the summer.
And then he's like, no, I'm here to protect you. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then my golem came out and was like, come in the house. And I said, oh, wait a second. What the fuck is this?
Mhm.
And I had to
They're
explain
explaining.
to you
Yes.
what I was dealing with.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, we got this fucking giant thing. Now there's one out in the street, doesn't come in the gate.
and
then there's one next to the
there's
door.
one across the street.
And then he sunk back in. I go,
Yes.
whoa, come back.
Because we put them to work. We
He came
gave
back
them
out.
a job.
And after a few weeks of understanding what was happening with them, I
Mhm.
said, can we make this look whatever we want? And supposedly you can do whatever you want. I got fucked up again. I keep saying fucked up because I'm fucked up right now. However, I ate mushrooms and said, yo, let me take a look at you, and looked at my golem. You create these things. So they're like, what do you need? I'm literally just going to guard that. I go, I understand. You look like the Juggernaut from now on. Boom. I'm like, whoa. That's why when I saw it on Harry Potter, I went, oh,
Well, that's
yeah.
why I pointed.
I said,
yes.
my guy, no, the trolls ran in. I never seen this movie. So it was like 2 days ago. They have trolls on the enemy's teams, or they're giants, right? And they came in with those giant axes and they just started bulldozing all the little warriors, right? All the stone warriors. And I said to myself, I've watched our guys literally roll right up on things and smash them just like that,
Right.
except putting the caveat of making mine look like a villain from the superheroes, right? That's just gigantic.
Right.
It created, I said, oh, ours would kick the shit out of everyone here and throw everyone a beating. And then I'm like, wait a second. They're showing us again. Like I was in the movie and then I was like, who's writing these books? What's the guy's name? Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling. She was a mother. She was unemployed. She was on welfare.
It's almost like she was getting downloads.
Yeah, she was like at.
Okay, so last week I mentioned bones under the staircase of that witch lady.
Mhm.
I think it was last week or whatever.
You were on that interview.
It was one of the interviews.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell the whole story. I was at a lady's house, and it turns out she has bones from one of her rituals from Haiti of somebody's buried under the stairs, and it was causing all kinds of massive problems for my cousin who lived next door. On his wall that attached to her house looked great. His wall, it looked like
black mold,
but like in giant tentacle fingerprints coming right through the wall.
Right.
And they shared the wall, but her wall was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going back to Harry Potter.
Right.
Well, let's stay on the bones for a second. I was told the connection to the beast or the demon or the whatever you want to call it is not the lady in the house that you think, because she's running around like a witch, right? She's doing all this crazy stuff. She's trying to glamour you, and she's this old lady, right? It's not that. It's the bones. They attach to that.
Right.
I had no clue.
But
so I'm like, wait a second. So you're telling me the entity is in the attach it like grounds, to the bones.
Mhm.
Okay, what was the I guess the movie was based on, they couldn't kill the villain
Right.
because he put a fractal
Right.
in different
He
objects.
fractaled his soul and he put it in objects.
So you could beat his ass. I'd go up to him, chop his head off. You ain't killing him.
Can't kill
He
him.
comes back.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, so you got to duff the object.
Right. Because everything hasn't. So you put intention into something.
Wow.
So yes.
That's just
so-
mind blowing.
But it is, because it's not about right and wrong. It's not about, if we kick puppies, we're bad people. Yeah, if you kick a puppy, you're not a nice person, but it's not black and white like that. We have free will, and there are levels of living your life, like you want to bring it back to a superhero analogy, Captain America. Like in the comics, you tell me Captain America is a double agent and he really is working for Hydra.
No.
In the comics.
That's not what's happened. Okay.
Okay.
The cosmic cube became a person, a little kid, and Red Skull grabbed the kid.
Right.
And she said, let me give you what you've always wanted.
Right.
And he was like, well, look, I don't know what I like. He just wants destruction and everything. So she looked in and seen that he really wished Captain America was in Hydra and his boy.
Right.
So she reset.
Right.
And then Cap was the double agent the whole time.
Right.
But they had to grab her again and reset that.
Right. Okay.
Because Steve Rogers came out and beat the shit out of the villain.
Right. But Captain America was an agent of Hydra in the comics. Okay.
Yes.
And anyone who knows us, we use these superhero analogies. Captain America was an agent of Hydra, but he was still worthy and still able to pick up the hammer. Right. This is my point exactly.
Okay. So
Okay.
let me just tell him he was the villain. When they blew past this, they were like, he says, "Hail Hydra," and everyone's like, "What?" So they go to attack him. He fucking drops Thor and picks up the hammer.
Thor's hammer.
You can't pick up the hammer.
Pick up unless you're worthy.
You got to be worthy. So it's what does that mean? Worthy. It's just worthy.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, if it's worthiness, because inside he just really wanted the world to be safe and protected by Hydra. See how it works?
Right.
So he was a kind heart, but with the hard shell.
But it was his intention.
That's what it was.
He was worthy because he believed in his cause.
So he fucked up everyone and took over.
Believe in your cause, whatever it is. But this is what I'm saying. We have free will. There's no easy right or wrong how to live your life. There's no easy way to say, this is good and this is bad. There are levels of good and bad, right? And it's where you fall in that, I guess, on that chart, but either way, there are entities and beings that are waiting just to see what decisions you're going to make, because they are enthralled by the fact that you have all these decisions to make. You have all these choices to make every second, every minute of every day. And that is what they feast on. The fact that you can, on the turn of a dime, you can go one way, and then in the last second you can totally go a different way with what you're thinking, saying, doing. That's the energy that they want. They like the choice. They like the fact that we have free will. They like the fact that you don't even know what's going to happen in the next couple of seconds. There are beings that are 3D beings that they just have a job, like the two beings that were with Frank when Frank says I came to him months before we met. Their job was to keep an eye on him. They had one job. They don't have a soul.
And two guys were looking at me.
They're not coming back.
And I was like, they had hair that was blue. Right. And they were wearing red onesie outfits.
Right.
And then they got on, they were like so worried. They're like, are you all right?
Right.
And then the Catwoman, just like the thing here, the lioness woman in a space outfit, looked like she was in a window of a ship or some kind of viewing area. And she looked in, and I was like, in my mind, wow. Like,
right.
Wow. I wasn't scared at all. I was actually like, yo, she's really pretty. And they were like, what? I go, isn't she? I go, yo, she's pretty hot. Right. And then they're like, don't do that. I'm like,
right.
What? Are you crazy? You don't see what she looks like? And then you were like, you had one job.
Right.
All you had to do is watch him.
Right.
What's
That's
going
their
on?
job.
And they're
They
like,
have
look
one
at him,
job.
look what he's doing.
They have one reason to exist.
He just
And-
went and did it, and
Right.
then now he's on the floor like
Right.
a dummy.
Right. And they can't understand this. Why can't you breathe? Because you saw a cat lady. Like, why are you happy now? Why are you now you have hope? Now you're filled with hope because she said she's coming for you. So why did the reason for your existence change? And I'm not saying that I'm the reason. Why did your path may have changed? Your decision-making process may have changed from that one
I
moment.
thought a UFO was going to come down at some point randomly
Right.
and then just grab me, and I was going to hang out with some cat woman that I knew. I had no clue it was going to. But she
Right.
said, she looked me right in the eyes, and
Right.
she's like, "You're going to recognize me." So I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah, no shit." And she's like,
No, you're going to recognize
"You're
me.
going to recognize me
Clues.
by the cat
Right.
woman."
Clues. So now we're
right?
gonna go.
I'm the cat woman. I'm the cat woman. And I'm like, yeah, I can see you're the cat woman. Paul is dancing in the street with me. We're talking shit to each other. We just met. I think we were standing outside in front of the place when you said it. You were like imitating my younger brother. You do a perfect Rob impersonation. This is how I knew she knew. And then she's like, "Do I look like the crazy cat lady? I'm the cat woman." And she just kept saying it over and over and over. And I was like, wow.
Right.
Wait a second.
But it triggered. Right.
I looked at you in the face, and your face is similar.
Right.
And I was like,
but it triggered. So
what's happening here?
Again, these beings that are attracted to your essence, attracted to your light, attracted to your decision-making process. These beings are like, oh my God, this is how this human experience is going to play out.
Mhm.
He had a vision that while he was having a human experience, then he had a psychedelic experience and he had a vision, but the vision is preparing him for another human experience that he's going to have. And there are subsequent choices that have to be made because of that human experience. This is what they're attracted to, because we could take it back to the 80s and anyone who remembers the Fraggles, okay? Fraggle Rock. Anyone who remembers the Fraggles knows about the doozers. What do the doozers do? They build. That's the only reason they're there, is because they build. Oh, is that Clockwork Orange? That movie terrified me.
Yeah.
All they do is build.
It was the obelisk.
Okay, they just
set it
build. And there's a point when the doozers stop breaking their constructions and they want to move out. And then the Fraggles are like, where did they go? And they're like, well, if you don't break my constructions, we don't have anything to build. So they have a purpose and a function. And their purpose and their function is true. They know what their job is. They know what has to be done, and they do it to the best of their ability. And then they don't exist anymore, which is what we've been told. We've been fooled. You wake up, you have an expiration time, and you have a whole bunch of shit that you have to do in your life legally before you die. And this is how you should structure your life. And then, you retire, and then in a couple of years you die. So this is what we've been told. And some of us chose not to believe it, or not to say it's true, and to choose another way. This is what they're attracted to. The fact that there are so many choices that go into every goddamn second of every goddamn day. And there are subsequent choices and how everything ends up playing out. This is what they're attracted to. This is what they're attracted to, this human experience. So this man had a psychedelic experience, was given a piece of information and a clue. Now, he didn't have to act on it. He could have said, wow, I had a really psychedelic experience and I saw some really weird shit. He didn't have to make a connection or put the two together or say, you know what, I'm going to see how this experience is going to help me in my 3D human life. But he did. And it played out the way it did subsequently. And those beings are like, oh my God, just from that one experience that you were able to bring home and put together and say, there's more to this. This was a clue. Okay. And then you found the other puzzle piece. Okay. And then I gave you a piece of the clue. And then you put it together. What if you didn't put it together? You would have been like, she's a nice girl, but she got to make ads. Do you know what I mean? Like, it didn't have to go that way. There could have been millions of subsequent choices that were made after that.
Yes. For me, it was at the end of the day, what is the choice that you're making? Is it because it comes down to 1 or 0, right? And it was like, well, I want to be with Paula.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I'm angry at Paula. At the end of the day,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
1 or 0. Do you want to be with her or not? No, I want to be with Paula. Okay, boom. And then it just kept working that train.
Right.
Because we've all been in positions where it's almost like you're being put to the test, or you're revisiting the same thing that happened with the last 10 people you were dating. There's habits in here and there, and then you're like, how did I act during these situations? It's almost like you're getting a redo.
Right. Did it work last time? Because if it didn't work last time, it's not working this time.
Yeah. And you keep repeating the same functions.
Is it you or is it me? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In each relationship, and you're kind of like, man, this is really weird. When that happened here, it went into this third, I don't know, like a third choice and a fourth choice, and all I saw was my future and the now, and it encompassed me. Like there's something, and I've said this all like to everyone a bunch of times, like I want to be here. I want to do this now. I'm down. I get it. It's all groovy. I'm 100% in.
Right.
When I saw our connection,
right,
that cemented it right there. The Egypt thing,
mm-hmm.
that then when we had the ayahuasca experience, to me,
that was.
I was doing this, and then she turned into that version of Paula, and I'm like, it's the same person, literally. And now we move through all the episodes and all the shit we ever talked to me going alongside of one of my last experiences. They were showing me all kinds of cool stuff as my DNA was unraveling, and I saw the dinosaurs.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, a T-Rex." And I ran. So weird for me to do this. I ran towards it, and it kind of started running away from me and started just taking off. And I was right next to it. And I'm like, "Hey, stop. What are you doing?" And it looked over, and I go, "Wait, that looks like me." And then boom, you came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "That looks like Paula. How could you be a T-Rex face?" I don't even get it, but you can see it. You go, oh. So it's almost in the DNA across the board.
But it is, because it doesn't matter what you look like.
No,
because when
on the
the
other
soul
side,
is attracted, the soul is attracted. It doesn't matter what you look like.
No, I know. We all tend to look alike.
That's why people,
it's funny, though.
like, people
but we're different, but
looking for the perfect person. It's like, stop looking, start feeling, because it doesn't matter what someone looks like.
I met you in the most unlikely of moments. Yeah, they got me to go out.
I looked cute that
and
night,
then
though. I was.
I didn't want to go out, and then Danielle was performing. Yeah. So it was the big excuse because of the ayahuasca and all that.
But they didn't tell me anything, so I didn't.
They didn't say they didn't tell me it was a date. They were like, "We're just gonna go hang out." And watch
no, they didn't tell me anything. They just said, Stephanie
when you got
just
in the
said
car,
James
I was like, "Oh, hello." Like I didn't even pay any mind to it, other than being into the moment. Hey, hello, how are you? I have no, what's going on?
You were very sweet.
I know. I'm a very sweet person.
I am too.
You've heard the weirdo stories about Paula. Heard some weirdo stories about me that were not true, 100%. And I was trying to explain, and I know she understands this. Now what we have dealt with.
There were stories that were told.
They're so beyond.
I knew Frank for 2 weeks, and I knew 2 of those stories could absolutely not be true. Like, just knowing someone for 2 weeks.
Being in hip hop, there was a lot of haters.
No.
So I was used to this kind of stuff. I'd be on stage, dude, be like, right even before the performance started, he'd see me come out, people would start, "Hey, hello, how are you?" Be like, "Yeah, you fucking suck." I'm like, "You paid for the ticket to come and see me." Right? And I'd go on, and they're like, "Oh, that's Frank Castle." "Oh, yeah, because we don't use our faces on the covers, you dick." Right? So like, it's always there. So I've learned to deflect it. All right, if you watch wrestling, you've watched it with me a couple of times where it's just totally, you're like, this is ridiculous. All right. The audience and everyone's involved. Right. And you go with it all the way, and you don't take it personal. Right. So when John Cena goes, "You can't see me," and Frank's sitting in the front row going, "I'm looking right at you, motherfucker." Right. You got to be able to deal with that. You have to. So I'm going to tell you a quick wrestling story. I was invited once, and I did a little thing with TNA. And Steven Richards, I think that's his name, Stevie Richards. I don't know. He's not like one of the best wrestlers, but he's been around for a long time. So he was fighting some other guys, and I was on the gate in the front, right? So I had to go and talk after this happened. So he got knocked out right in front of me, right? Like it was so close that it was almost this close. And then it looked mad fake, right? So it was good. Everyone went, oh, but I was right there looking, and he dropped in the ring, and he just held onto the rope and then was out. So this is how bad I was, right? This is so funny. I leaned over and I'm like, there's no way you're unconscious, right? The fucking crowds were going nuts. And I was going, you're definitely not knocked out. And he was stone cold out, right? So then a minute goes by. I just start ignoring him. The fucking rest of the fight's going around. It's coming around this way. I look at him and he winks at me. And I go, you motherfucker.
No character.
He did it just to me. And I thought it was one of the funniest things. I was like, you have to be able to deflect from all levels of bullshit. Dare I say his name, Trump, has been on wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just like Vince McMahon.
I was on The Apprentice. When The Apprentice came to Pepsi, I'm in the room where they decided which team won. I had to sign a non-disclosure, and they took my cell phone. I had to tell them on the paper I had to write what I was wearing, because if the leak was going to come, they wanted to be able to pinpoint where it was going to come from. Yeah. These guys are good at deflecting. You don't see my face, and I didn't make the cut. You just see a shoulder. Like that's it. You just see a shoulder. And I was like, that's my shoulder.
That's awesome, though. At least you were there.
I could have been someone.
You are someone.
Well, I know, but I'm joking.
Yeah. The joke's on them, though, in the long run. Check this out.
That's the funny part.
I know. The funny part is I transform into a light being. What the fuck have you done today?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm on that path. What are you doing? Anyway, so being able to deflect like that.
I removed the demon a couple of weeks ago. What'd you do?
Is like the big is a big part of moving through anything you're going to do. Like, I stopped taking advice from certain types of people for anything, and started doing my own research so hardcore. We don't ask permission. Why are you asking people? That's the new t-shirt. Don't ask permission.
If everybody, look, if you have an idea that you did not fully think out in your head, that you're not ready to plan, you're planning, but you're not ready to execute, don't share it with people.
All you're going to get is a handful of fucking people telling you can't do it.
Yeah. People will give you 100 reasons on why you can't do something. I remember planning vacations, and my family would say, why are you going away in the fall? It's hurricane season. Why are you going away in the summer? It's already hot. Why are you going away in the winter? You're going to get sick. And it's like, well, should I just lock myself in a room?
A funny one is my mother. Like, she says to me on this level, because it goes on all levels. She's like, what are you doing today? I gotta go food shopping. Why the fuck would you go food shopping today?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go yesterday?
Because I was at your house yesterday.
Because I was with you at your place. Oh, this just sounds ridiculous. You should have got up early and went yesterday. Why? Because did you go yesterday? Yeah, I got up early and I went. I go, well, I'm going today. I got up early and I'm going today. Yeah. That's ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You know that. And I'm like, oh,
that's what she said to you the other day, right?
Yeah. I didn't know.
Oh, and the funny part is she called. Remember I said she called when we got in the parking lot, and I said, I'm going to text her. We just got to Costco. I'll call you later. She was like, oh, I wanted to give you a list of a few things. I had this dream last night. I'm going to teach her to just take a photo of the list and just fucking text it to me. Yeah. And go, yo, pick this shit up. It's your mother. I'll get it. Right. I'm just saying. So we have to learn how to communicate. Yeah, that's with us. I'm sure everybody has these issues in one way or another. No, of course. But this is ridiculous. This is life. When this stuff comes around and it's your turn or your need to do something, just get involved a little bit with what you need to, I don't know, a nudge in the right direction. Right.
and then just go for it. Right? Don't tell your
You don't,
plans to every person.
because if
Man, I used to have to stand out in the street during the parades down in the city. We would perform. You know, people there would be throwing shoes at us and shit, telling it, go fuck off, while other people are dragging us, and police are like, yo, break, like, they're just like,
Right.
we want to touch you. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Mhm.
So we have to learn how to ebb and flow with that stuff.
Right.
It's so important at this
But
point.
that's it. You tell anyone anything. Like that's just an example. Like of going away. I could think of 100 things. Like that. Why didn't you go to the supermarket yesterday? Well, he was at your house yesterday.
These are just the funny things.
But this is what I'm saying. You tell anyone, I wanna invest in cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
Or I want to
one.
invest in cryptocurrency, and people will give you. Well, I read 4 articles.
We
and
purposely don't talk about cryptocurrency on the show
anymore because
we people thought we were faking the funk, and I'm like, yo, here's the story from day one, the first day I invested, and how it took me.
Look, I
from
told
800.
my story.
It was at 800. I wouldn't press the button.
I took
was
my
shaking.
Story. Cryptocurrency helped me
and
out
then
for a whole year.
That shit hit 12, and I went, I got to do something with my life.
Right. And I said, do whatever you got to do.
And it worked, and it keeps working, and now it's accepted.
Right.
PayPal, you just go right on PayPal and buy crypto.
So now
they're making it so easy.
Just an example, okay? If you tell people, and if most people live a fear-driven life. So if you make your decisions out of fear, if your decisions, the root of your decisions or the root of your questions are fear-driven questions, or you're making decisions off of fear-driven information, if you're asking someone what you should do with your life, they're going to tell you 10 reasons why that's not going to work. It could be anything.
So I said to everyone I was going to do what I was going to do.
Oh, yeah. And they were like, yeah.
I remember looking at my music group. We'd all be sitting together.
Oh, I thought you were talking about cryptocurrency.
Oh, no. Oh, it goes across. I was just using another example. They were like, you're going to rap? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not rap. It's not traditional. I know what our first album sounds like. I know. I get it. Right? However, live, it does not sound like that. And we're going to learn how to fix that. And people were like, yeah, whatever. And then what am I supposed to do? Go, well, I guess I can't do any of this because you said, this fucking kid should be doing this. Sorry. I went and did it. I found a way to just make that happen. And then we were sitting there together laughing because some of the same people were like, oh, now we're popular. Now you want to pop on in. You were the first guys to try to ruin the whole situation. It's like a mad dash for the first round of people to come in here and pee in the pool. And then you want the crowd to come in and jump in while you stand back and go, see, he's fucked. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's insanity. Okay, but we're in an insane place, and we can't beat ourselves up on what we did or didn't do.
You start from right now.
We just start right now, and we go forward.
Right now.
Right. So one of the things I wrote on my notepad. Right. So we're back to we're gonna do a Q&A in a little bit. I just wanted to Paula and I got on a cool little. She got up and she was raring to go. Are you scared right now? Are you frightened right now?
During this time right now?
Well, not during the show, perhaps.
No, during this.
You should all run. What?
Go ahead, do you then?
No, I'm just.
You mean now during COVID, or scared today, or?
Let's use the now moment for the most part. Like, how you doing right now? Like, are you scared? Are you?
Stop putting it up. I like it down like that.
How do you feel? Are you in fear?
I'm never in fear.
Well, I wasn't asking you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking.
I was just looking at you, but I was actually talking to you.
Sorry.
What is the fear? Bring it to the forefront. Take a look at it. Right? Discourage it immediately. I've been sleeping a lot lately, and we're gonna get right into why. right? And why we're feeling so good and everything.
I'm waiting. I didn't want to. I know you have your list, and I was allowed to see it today,
That's
so
all
I
right.
don't
I
want
put my
to mess
coffee
it up.
cup on it. So, what is it that's bothering you? Are you picking it up a notch? Are you worried something politically? Are you in fear of the boogeyman? Like, are you still in the worry? You know, that see, even my saying that word worry puts me in this weird position. It sends out this weird echo, right? It's very
Like a
frustrating.
ripple in the water.
Yeah. Right. People are pumping that. Right. Are you part of that? Inside, I had a really weird dream, and I'm not even going to get into it. It just made me feel fear. I was in that we've discussed on the show before being in the mall. I don't know what this.
Oh, your reoccurring dream that you keep having?
Yeah, I have to say dream, but it's like I'm there. It's not.
It might be another fractal.
And they had the mall closed. We've been in this. I've talked about this mall.
Like in Stranger Things? That
I
kind of mall?
think they. Why do they always? No, check this out.
Why does it always look like
Why
that?
is it always a mall? Check
Because
this out. Even in zombie movies and everything, they get to the mall. Everybody go to the mall, right?
because it's a way to keep you in. You can't get out. It's like a labyrinth, right? When you go to the mall, it's like, like
No, I
it's all
get it,
pretty
but
stuff.
is that
It's designed that way.
is it designed that way because something else of
Yeah,
that
it's
is actually in the next area?
Because it's a labyrinth. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Okay, when she's in the Queen's garden, it's a labyrinth. What's a labyrinth? A labyrinth is a mouse, like a maze for a mouse.
Right.
Right. So you go into the mall, and we're sheep, we're mice, right? So we're just going through the stores like mice in a maze.
Okay.
Right.
I see that now that you said that. I never really
Yeah.
thought of it
Think about
specifically
it.
that way,
Yeah.
and I see it completely.
Think about it. Think about it.
I will. But now we do that to mice. So then, as above, so below. Anyway, I was in this place, and the last time I was there, it was when I had to go in there, and there was that creature dragon thing in there that was freaking people out. But it seemed as it's so weird. There was a checkpoint, right? And on this side of the checkpoint were Nazis, straight up.
Right.
And they were like in full like riot gear to beat your fucking ass. And on the other side of them is just all Nazi stuff. And I was kind of like, what the fuck is this all about? So they were like, no, you're coming this way. And I had walked into the mall. So I was like, what is this place? So is it a mall or is it a place to transport? Like
every doorway's a portal.
Like a customs area or something. Yeah, something like that. Because then I kept walking towards the food court. And this was the last time that I had been there. There was something got released in there. It was like Sherman. Remember I told you, like the faux dragon? It was running around on the other, and I could hear it. And I hear the people screaming, and they're running, and they're like, why would you go that way? Go back. And I walked in, and it was going nuts, ripping up tables and shit. And then it came over to me and looked at me, and it moved so quickly I didn't even have time. And I go, you need to stop what the fuck you're doing immediately. And it just looked at me, and I'm like, what is the problem? And it just stopped, and telepathically it said, oh, nobody just decided to ask me except for you. And I'm like, what's the problem? And he didn't know why it was there.
Right.
He goes, 1 minute I was with my stuff, and now I'm here.
Right. Because you're having a shared experience.
So I'm like, hey, man, calm down. I didn't say man. I was just calm down. You can come with me. It was like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
I go, well, you can come with me.
Right.
And from where
we can try to get you out of here.
We can get you back. And it fucking came with me. It walked out with me, and everyone was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no, I got this. Everybody go back to work. And I bounced with this thing and brought it to I call it the 5D home. It came with me, and it was chill. I've talked about the house where we all share. And that kind of thing was running around, frightening people. And people would be in this common room, and they go back to their I guess, place inside this building, and that thing was running around frightening people. And I've had fear pump through me, and it would run out, and I'm like, no more. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with having this kind of flip. Anyway, so flip to the other day. I'm in there.
You have the dream again.
I have the dream again. I'm in the fucking mall, and someone's got the mall locked down, and everyone's locked inside. And there's so many people, just pile more and more people. I'm like, yo, how is more people getting in here if the fucking place is locked? And you said something before, portal place or something. And I just got up and started walking around. I'm like, nah, man, I know what's going on here. I'm going to fucking punch me a Nazi, right? So I'm walking around looking. No dragon, no Nazis. I see everyone just shoulder to shoulder, but down. And this thing was just making, I don't know what it was making so much noise. Like, rah! So I'm like, where is this thing? I'll find it. And I look up, and my backpack I felt was missing. And I felt my heart drop because all my music was in my backpack. And I'm like, there's no way you're taking my music. And I felt this thing take my stuff. And that was the first time since that thing that happened in the house where I was kind of scared when it happened, because it got physical. But I got over that, and I'm feeling 100 times more. So I'm like, oh, wait a second. They're still pumping rituals at us, aren't they?
Right.
That was my next thought. And people were like, what are you talking about? Get down. I'm like, I have to find my backpack. I was pumping with fear.
Right.
And I came out of my dream like, well, what the fuck? I went and I saw that my backpack was over there. And I'm like, where am I?
Yeah.
And then I felt like I wasn't Frank for a minute.
Oh,
but it was me over there.
Yeah. I've had a couple of scary ones like that. Like stupid. I had one reoccurring, and I think it was, looking back now, the guilt of enjoying my life not working, because I never thought I would be a person that wouldn't have a job. And I used to have this reoccurring nightmare where
I could see that one.
I got my bachelor's degree in 2010, and I had a dream that someone from the school called me and said that they made a mistake and that I was missing by one class, and they were taking my bachelor's degree away, and that they were going to try to negate my whole existence at Pepsi. And I remember waking up horrified. This happened, and actually checking, because I have my diploma in the bedroom, the actual diploma in a box somewhere. And I actually checked it, and I was like, what is wrong with you? You don't even work there anymore. What it like? And I think it was because
I've jumped on you for.
Oh yeah, I've had it was a rough time for me.
Breaking 9 to 5.
It was a
is it kind of insane thing, right?
No, I think
breaking yourself away from the system and being able to now we're still living how we have to live. However, you get like this, your everything, like this place turned into magic once the rhythm was obtained from dropping all the things you no longer need that would hold you down,
right,
that need to move you into the next position,
yeah,
because you're not going to work tomorrow. You would say shit like, I think I'm going to try to go back to work, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And you're not honeycombing the system. The system ran over you, and this is your money. Yeah. So what are you worried about?
No, I know.
It's not like you're.
No, I don't feel that way anymore.
It's not government money. It's your money.
I totally love.
It's what you pay for the whole time.
I know. I totally love my life. I told you this morning how grateful I am. Like I wake up every morning and I'm so grateful for just my existence. You know, like we live in this apartment and we have all these cats, and the squirrel and the bluebirds and the neighbor and everyone. And you know, I am so grateful and so blessed that I get to live this life. Like, you know, holding this in my hand right now, you know, I am truly, you know, I am truly blessed. And, you know, I am a little spoiled when it comes to certain things. Like I was cleaning the oven this morning at 6 a.m. because I got up at 4. And,
just everything changes.
you know,
You could be waking up at 4. You could be waking up at
Yeah,
6.
you know,
Everything still
and-
gets done.
you know, no, it does
I'm
get
just showing
done.
it's
And there's
okay
no,
to-
and you know what? It's my rules. So if it doesn't get done, that's okay too. But you know, I do have,
That's how
I
you
do
stay
have a timeline that I want to
sane.
stick to. You know, so I'm cleaning the, I got everything done that I had to get for in the kitchen for Thanksgiving. Like all this, I had to clean the oven. I had to do, you know, I just cleaned out all the drawers and I wanted to spray all the cabinets down and everything. So all of that's done because we're having Ellen here next week. So I wanted to get all the heavy cleaning done because then your mom has me Monday and Tuesday. So I don't know what that means. I don't know when I don't know.
Okay, well, we don't need to tell them our calendar.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. So, no, I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Sorry. So, you know, I had to get my cleaning done. So I got everything, all the big stuff I had to get done. I got done and I was so proud of myself today. And then I looked at Frank and I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing any more. And I said, I'm taking a shower now. So this way I'm done for the day. And the rest of the day, I have to say, was a pretty decent day. Really was. Like I had a good day. And you know, that nap was amazing. And now I feel great.
Okay, so bringing us into the why you feel great.
Oh, go ahead. You could.
You can.
No, you can because
Oh,
you
you
started before
can.
me. No. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So we have been trying. We've been sciencing ourselves, right? So we've talked about the foot bath.
Oh yeah.
That works really
Mhm.
awesome. We've talked about salt baths and all different other things in between. However, we heard about MMS, Master Mineral Solution. I read the book. Okay, I think I got 15 pages left.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it on the show before.
It kills off parasites inside of you. And there's a whole range of effects that occur when you go on somewhat of a regimen of this.
Yeah, positive effects. I mean, it
Hyper
just kills
positive.
everything that's not good in your body.
So we were taking silver for like a month.
Yeah,
and
colloidal
then
silver.
I kind of came off that regimen, and I just decided, come on, I'm going to start doing this. So I've been doing it. I didn't do it tonight because I wanted coffee, but I did it earlier today.
Yeah.
5 times yesterday.
Yeah. So
you could kind of rhythm yourself.
No, and the day before. So Frank started on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I started yesterday, and it has been wonderful.
So I feel something I haven't felt in a long time because I've been in pain for weeks. Okay. The first 2 rounds of the drink, instantly that hurt. It didn't taste bad. I didn't have any issues with anything. It attacked me like an allergy.
Mm-hmm.
And I blew my nose maybe 40 times. It was the craziest thing. Out of my eyes, just pouring out. I didn't feel nauseous or nothing. I sneezed 20 times. Yeah, it was nasty. Anyway, I started going to the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad, but it kicked in.
It has to come out.
And I was going, are you fucking kidding me? This is what they meant by the reaction. I'm always getting a reaction from anything I do.
The Herkimer reaction.
So the Herkimer reaction means it's going to appear that you're sick. I'm going to keep it short.
But you're not.
But you're not. You're actually releasing so much shit.
Right.
And toxins, parasites.
It's killing everything.
You're
so now,
going too fast.
Everything that it kills, it's turning it into a form of salts. So it has to be released. You have to pass it in your body. You know, so Frank broke out in his face. You know, he pooped this poop. And, you know, it's true. Like
I feel internally.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm becoming hyper clean or I felt it
Oh, I
attacking
feel
shit
it.
in my lungs.
I feel it.
It felt like it was just pulling it out. I can't explain it.
I can't explain it either.
It's been giving me more energy. When you are free of attachment that way, like in your body, parasitically, viruses, because this is what we were talking about. Viruses are always there, just crawling around and everything. And
we're the perfect ecosystem, so
yeah,
it would be silly to think that we wouldn't have little viruses all over our bodies, and it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that we have parasites in us. We eat different places and we drink different things, and these things happen. And I think that, look, I've taken the MMS for 2 days, and the first day I only took it once, and today I only took it twice because I'm building up to it. And let me tell you, it has been just the fact that today I had my head in the oven at 6 a.m., which is, I usually wait until like 8 or 9 o'clock before I even start making noise.
Yeah, the symptoms pass immediately after you blow out whatever you got to blow out.
Now at 6 a.m. yesterday, I only
and
had
then
one.
You just start feeling really good.
One treatment. I felt wonderful.
This is fucking weird to me, but not.
No, good.
No, child energy.
No, I had a lot of energy, and I immediately, that brain fog lifted because I was able to get a lot of things done. I was in my refrigerator. Frank was like, "Do you need help?"
She
and
literally
I was
took it apart.
I had to take the entire refrigerator apart and clean the entire, because the holidays are coming, and I had to wash all the shelves and spray the inside of the.
But this is availability.
But I did all of it, and usually I have to do these things in parts because there's no way physically that I could get through it now because I'm just getting older and I can't do it. So, but I was able to have the focus of mind to do this, and this morning I had only had 1 4-ounce glass of water with the MMS. So, today I had it twice. And I did poop a strange poop. It looked like, and not to be graphic, but it looked like what it is discharged in the foot bath. So I know it was inflammation, and I am curious to see how it helps with my inflammation because the weather has been so bad here. It's been
my spasming stopped.
Well, that's the next pill, and what I'm going to do is I have to see how this is going to work because between this and the foot baths, I have to see how the
one of the things I'm learning is you science you. So there's the book, it tells you what to do, literally. Why, the reasons behind it, the science behind it.
All I could tell you is what happened to me, and it was wonderful.
So I'm not pushing any product. All I'm saying is, holy shit. It's blowing everything out of me.
But it's weird. And it's funny because my face,
that's why we're just chilling. We're just like been going through this.
Frank was going to leave me. I had fallen asleep, and now my stomach got very upset today from the MMS. So, and it was okay. I was okay. And, I purposely didn't put face cream on today because I didn't know if anything was going to want to push out through my skin. So I said, let me just not put face cream on. I'll just leave my skin alone. And I ended up falling asleep when you took a nap. I ended up falling asleep, and you weren't going to wake me up.
No, you were out. Everybody looks so out.
It was like
cats all over.
It was like the best sleep I had ever had. But I ended up hearing him, and I woke up, and he said, "Don't worry, you have time." But I woke up, and my eyes were wide open.
That's one of the side effects.
It was like that sleep re-energized me, and that never does that to me.
I did the same thing.
Yeah,
I looked over at her. I said I must have passed out on the couch. She went in the other room after some time. Sorry, and then I woke up, and I was up for 3 hours before you came out. So you're like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I've been up the whole time. I must have fell asleep. And as soon as you went in there or something, I must have got up. And I couldn't. I wanted to record, but I couldn't do it. I was too sleepy. So then I was clear-headed though.
Yeah, I feel very clear-headed
And
too.
I started just moving through the evening.
Yeah. And it's funny because there were a couple of guys that said it on the last show. And I think, Kevin, you were one of them. And I don't remember the other guy. It might have been Peter. So someone had said that you're going to the brain fog is going to clear up. But I mean, who knew 2 days that it would clear up that quickly? I mean, it's been. I can't wait until tomorrow because, tomorrow I might be able to solve like a math equation. I mean, I feel that's how I feel.
No, right there I could breathe.
Oh, I know. I can't wait until my sinuses.
Without.
Well, let me tell you, and someone also in the last show had mentioned that I should spray the colloidal silver. Well, the MMS, what I did was at the end, I've been gargling with it, and it's the second day, and like my gums on the bottom are really pink. So you can say what you will. I mean, I can't wait until tomorrow.
Okay, so side effects for me.
Yeah,
I slept.
Yeah, beautiful.
I slept so nice and comfy. I was
last night.
whoa.
Yeah, last night too. You were on the couch,
and then was able to just get up.
Yeah,
and not
be
my
a
shit.
crank pants.
No,
Yeah.
there's this. All right, so I was awake this morning.
Very early. Yeah.
When I woke up today, I was awake. It was like a DMT thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally aware of it.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking odd. I saw this weird tunnel-like thing, and I was moving in reverse, and I was just looking straight up at it, and I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Right.
And then I went and I started to move, and I went, oh, I'm coming back to my body.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up and I wasn't fully in my body yet. So I couldn't do anything but kind of wiggle a little bit. And I was going, what the fuck's going on? You ever have one of those weirdo moments where you're inside's up and awake, but your body isn't, it's not ready to just jump out of bed.
Every time I fall
You're
asleep
not there yet.
Before the show.
It's only like the parts that you wiggled into.
It is the worst feeling in the world for me. Like I tell Frank, like Saturday, like this time is the worst time because if I do fall asleep before the show, waking up is the worst feeling in the world. Thank you, Peter.
Peter, we love you so much. Thank you so much.
It is like having to get up for a 6 a.m. flight and you have to be at the airport at 4 a.m. and you have to be, it's just awful. It is like the world could end. Just please let me stay where I am in the comfort of my animals. Like just please, I'm going to die. It's the best feeling in the world. But I have to get up. But tonight it wasn't like that at all. It was like, oh, okay, I have a job to do, get up. Like, and I was like, now I'm always happy when I get up, but when I wake up in the evening or at night, I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I don't
what's
know
happening to me.
Frank has to give me a rundown. Like, what did I miss when I was gone? Like it's
what happened while she slept, right? There's always like something.
Like because he always says, this is what happened when you. I was like, how long was I asleep? So
what year is this?
Yeah, but I have to tell you that brain fog has definitely lifted. I was very proud of what I got accomplished today. I mean,
there's a weird feeling in me that I have when after I drink ayahuasca, where we call it holy, like you're like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to fill that with love and light. And then you're like, oh, look, more love, more light, more room, all that. I feel that in my system.
I don't feel that. I feel very bloated. Like I know something's brewing.
No, but
the
like
MMS
it's clean.
I do feel clean.
Like
I expected it. I expected my skin to look terrible, but it actually feels really good. I have no lotion on. It feels great.
I'm sciencing.
It's so strange.
Health reasons, right? Above all, wanting to heal and be better.
Yeah.
And become
just
more.
a little better,
So not pushing it. I'm just saying if you want to learn about it, you learn about it yourself.
Oh, no.
MMS.
Something is definitely brewing in my body because I feel very bloated right now. Like very bloated. I don't know what's I
feel like the super highways have been
scrubbed.
Yeah,
I feel a little scrubbed too. Not as much as you because I only drank 3 times.
I've been bombing myself with it. I know. When I drink coffee,
I know,
then I wait
stopped.
2 hours.
Yeah. So that's fine. I'm going to start again tomorrow because I already know.
However, you can dose when you're doing stuff like this with less. It tells you this in the book all the way at the end, right? That's why I was like, read it to the end.
Right.
Okay. So you can just dose down or dose up. You never go more than maximum dose ever. You don't need to because you're drinking it every hour. But if you don't do that and you just drink it once before bed, once when you get up in the morning, once in the afternoon at lunch,
I think it'll
still
definitely
doing amazing. And then you just go through this process for like 20 days or some shit. And then
but I think it'll even knock out like a cold or
everything.
I mean, not the common cold. I don't think anything kills a common cold, but I think if you're getting like a sinus infection or you're getting an upper respiratory or like a winter cold thing, I think it'll definitely knock it out. I feel
really good and alive.
I want to spray it on that thing on my leg. I have this thing on my leg. I want to spray it on that. I want to science that. I have to get a small spray bottle. I'll give you mine. I have to get a new one.
Okay. Excellente.
All
right. So, Jesus, is so weird. Space. Jesus.
Shut up.
So she comes out before she goes. My mind is clear. What's going on? I go, and I seen, that's why I brought up tonight that I had the dream and I was in my body fat. My body like woke up before my full consciousness was back in it or something. And I was just like, and then I felt the whole creep and I felt my toes again and was like, oh.
See, now I wake up and my
I still couldn't
like,
use them when I got up.
My body's like, no. But tonight I was like, all ready to go.
I was looking in the mirror going, I love like you, man. This is so ridiculous. What's happening to us here on this planet? See, and at no time, and this is just to swing it back around to the, are you feeling scared? Are you feeling fear? Yo, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Fuck everything except what's important to you right now. And then go into your universe and make it happen. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Don't worry about that. Well, we're locking down New York again. Really? Dude, so many people onto you guys. It's like TikTok regardless. This isn't over. And what I mean is corruption is just going to be vomited up into the public forum where you're just like, oh, because if you guys really saw the tapes for the Hunter Biden stuff, you'd be like, what? There's stuff of him beating a little Chinese girl. What? Forget about the sex stuff. Right? There's all kinds of shit out there, yet they're not getting checked. But here it is. Drip, 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 drip. We've been telling you. Everyone's saying it now. Now the ones that, I kind of feel bad because this guy's turning on this shit. And it's a play. Just back out of it. Don't explain it to me. I don't want to hear it. Just back out. And now look at it. And you'll go, are you kidding me? You're just launching yourself into the board of the game. That's keeping the real you from coming out and just having a fucking blast in this place. Because it's time. It is time. In the craziest moments in histories over and over and over again is when the greatest change happens. The greatest. I think we're so conditioned wave after wave after wave after wave. You're starting to make excuses for the fucking system. No excuses for the system, but the vaccine, no excuses, but the people. Really? You have 100 things to do today. That's what you're worried about? Well, if we don't, come on now, pull yourself out. We can have a conversation about it over here. See, people think, oh, you're trying to shut me down. No, I'm trying to tell you, you're from your position, you're not seeing what the rest of us are seeing. And we're not trying to convince you of anything.
No.
Just trying to show you what's there. Like if you said to me, and we were in the room with the elephant, they say if you're too close to it, everyone's just like, oh, it's gray skin. You don't even know it's an elephant. Everybody's yelling out different things. If someone just backs away from it and goes, oh, look, it's an elephant. You're mad at me? Did I shatter your reality? Too fucking bad. How about that? There's more important things. How about that? That together we need to do. right? You can choose to do what you want to do like that. If you want to go back into the matrix and kind of stay there because you feel safe because this tastes like steak, right? So my mind tells me it's steak. Matrix quote.
I like that T-shirt.
You know who that is?
That's Darth Vader. Oh no, that's Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd like it, but my mother bought it for me and it came with the pajamas.
Oh,
and I love.
I really like it.
Well, thanks.
That's
Welcome to the
Kylo
dark
Ren.
side.
Okay.
We have cookies. Anyway, so pull yourself out.
Thank
Get excited for stuff again.
Yeah.
Right? Little moments, things
Little
that you do will bring it all together. It's in the details of all the little things. By the way, I should have said this earlier because this was like more of a high rant show of just stuff that's been going on.
Okay.
No, I'm being dead serious because really all I had here, I had it written in reverse. It's really like you wouldn't even understand except for this. The Obelisk. I was on a show, The Obelisk, with Nish and Jerry. Guys should check it out. It was a lot of fun. Go over and check them out. I believe they're on YouTube, and from there you could find them everywhere. See, I got to do it in reverse, so when you look at it from your position and you read it, it'll be in
totally
order.
Fine.
I forget sometimes. Niche is really awesome. Did a couple interviews with her. Got some more up and coming stuff as well. So if you guys have any questions for me, for Paula, I just wanted to throw it out there. We can have like a little chat back and forth and just kind of hang out with you for a little bit and see where it goes, because we're here in the now. Like there's no more, like we have UFOs. That lady Gina online that takes the videos.
Pictures of the sun.
Holy shit. Every day she has new stuff.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's out there with a phone with one of those extended things on, and she's finding it. All different kinds of stuff too. Stuff you wouldn't even think.
Please, when you said don't get a microscope and you showed me that picture of the.
When I was under Aya, she said to me, do not get a microscope. I go, why not? She goes, you'll never, ever do anything ever again. And I go, it's that bad, huh? And then she showed me, like, I went, I don't want to look at that shit. Yeah. She goes, and this all came from, you ready for this? This is how far back, when I was fighting with the AI consciousness in the beginning. That's when that kind of
came about.
Yeah, that's how that came about. So weird, purging that stuff up.
Oh yeah,
the nano.
I believe it.
Right, it moves. So I spit something out that looked like something was growing in.
Look, Frank, this is gonna be.
I've never seen that before, and I kind of was like, should I keep? I talked about it. I think the show was later that night, and I was like, I was going to keep it, but that's disgusting. And then
no, because then there's room for questions. So
I was like,
let's get rid of it. Yeah.
Don't look. And now you were like you were saying, the body's an ecosystem within itself.
Our body is an ecosystem. It's like that
wine it's like the universe
that the man put the little tiny plant in, and then 30 years later, that's our body. It's the perfect temperature and the perfect humidity for anything to grow. So you don't know no one's looking. No one's in there. Like. This stuff is going through me like Drano. Like I feel it. My stomach is so distended and bloated right now because it is doing some work.
My back is,
my
getting really
my mouth feels so clean right now. I can't explain it. And I'm drinking coffee. My mouth feels very clean. Like,
but it's a process. Everything's a process, and you can't give up on you in the process.
No. Like we have to find a way.
You know what? You want to bet something?
What?
I bet you from all the purging that we've ever done, and weird stuff that has been here, I bet you that's why the reaction that we're having isn't shit. because we're like, yeah, kill it. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah. So you're on
So
the side
we're sitting
of
here
it,
going,
or you're not. Yeah.
No, but we would, if it wasn't,
Right.
I would be laying on the floor going,
Right.
Space Jesus, why?
Right. Because why would you doubt something you're putting in your body? If you're scared of it, why would you drink it? Right. Because then the universe says, okay, fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would you do that? This
No,
is going
because
to
when
help.
I asked,
I gave
under
you
the
that
mushroom,
Motrin, right?
yeah.
Remember he was having earlier in the week, he was having such a bitch fit because of his back. And Tiffany, thank you for sending him that healing, because that did help for a couple of days. He was having such a bitch fit. And I said, please just take this Motrin. It's an 800, it was a 600 or an 800 Motrin. Please.
It worked.
Please take this.
I never would have thought that would have worked, and it fucking worked. And then I felt like I was in so much pain I couldn't think.
Could manage it now for a moment. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I can only go off of my injuries and what happens to me. I always have swelling somewhere. And right now, from here through here, through here, and here feels fucking clean. I feel below my right here as if something's coming up to meet that other stuff. The breath is bigger, tingling everywhere, easy to think, easy to ground, easy to remember. You know, getting high and stumbling and then losing your place and being able to pull it back, I can judge from what happened to me earlier, which rarely happens, that it's a testament that it's overpowering, because my mind should just be like this, right? So boom, there it is.
Tomorrow I'll be able to solve math equations.
Yeah, that's what she was like, tomorrow I'll know math or something. Yeah, it'll be like, no, you won't be frustrated maybe when you stare at the math equation, right? You will.
Thanks for having faith there, buddy.
No, that's what happens. For me, it'll be music related.
No,
it's like, well, I could have just created that the whole time. How did I not do that? And it's like, well, you're not clean and clear, even on that level. So I don't know. I want it. Do you like, how badly do you want stuff? And you can,
I want to feel better too. I'm really having a good feeling about this inflammation thing. I think that's going to be the answer for me, because then I have to see about that antispasmodic. I'm just, I am a little afraid of that one. It's not something that I'm focused on, but I'm maybe not afraid, concerned. But if this goes the way I think it's going to go, if I can handle it, if I can get past this, like, because right now I feel very queasy. I feel very, I feel very bloated and queasy.
Yes, Alice.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely put it up. I mean, the stuff, like I said, this is just day 2 for me, and I only took it 3
No, because
times.
it's a strict 8. Like, there's like these rules you should follow, but if you follow those rules, you're gonna kill. It's like, what? See, for me, I don't know what's wrong with me. Right. So I'm assuming whatever.
Right.
Okay. So I'm just taking it and going, do your job.
Right.
And whatever happens, happens. So, but I want to do the whole stint. However, what I'm realizing is you don't have to stop until, all right, it's explained in the book. You do 21.
And you do have to read the whole book.
Stop, do more, take 2 days off.
Take a few days off.
What happens is it's just removing parasites.
Yeah.
That's all it's doing. Viruses. It's just what I'm noticing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not throwing out. I'm telling you what it's doing for me. And I'm just noticing these weird changes. Like, I can feel more of me, which means I must have been stuffed with shit or something. I always talk about poop containers, right? Don't be a poop container.
Yeah, but you can build it up.
That's
because tomorrow you can do
it. Piggybacks and consistently is there. I heard I don't remember who said it. I put a couple of drops in a glass when the kid's not feeling good, and I first see it.
Right.
I mix it up in an 8-ounce glass of water and just go drink this. Drink
Mm-hmm.
one more before bed, 1 in the morning when you wake up. The kid feels great. So I'm going. So this is already known and out there. It's
Right.
just there's a lot of negative press towards it
Right.
because there's always a negative press towards shit
Right.
that could possibly help.
Well, it's funny because for me, for many, many years, I mean, since I can remember being 2.5 years old and remembering my stomach issues, my problems with my stomach. And, you know, when I bought my house, that kind of all stopped. And then when I met Frank, it was pretty much put to an end. And it is doing a number, but I think I have a lot of pain memory also because that's where I harbored all my stuff was in my stomach. So I think
That would be a place where in the
yeah.
physical,
Oh, totally. So this for me, this MMS, like I realized that the next couple of days are going to be
yeah, like if you have
pretty
it,
rough for me, but that's okay because I'm willing to go through it,
because it's
and
worth it.
yeah, yeah, and you're right. We have accumulated stuff over time. Like I totally, that's where everything was harbored and everything manifested from. So yeah, so there's I guess a lot of work to do in that gut area.
Yeah. So look, some people have problems with like liver and kidneys,
Mm-hmm,
or one or
mm-hmm,
the other, or this
mm-hmm.
and that and
Right,
that.
right,
So if you look, there are better people out there than I
right.
will ever be able to explain things on like how it attacks the way you hold in your anger here, attacks your chakras, but it's also happening
Oh
in your
no, no, no.
physical body, and you'll wind up with a fucking lump of cancer exactly
I
where you're
think
holding the
holding all
pain
no,
memories.
no, but I think holding all of that in creates these parasites and
It
these
does.
viruses
That's
and
what
these
attracts.
microbes. Yeah, I think
You
that's
become a
all of it.
host
Yeah, 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 for all of
for
that.
all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is going to happen to me. I'm pretty sure of it. But I
At
am
this
prepared for
stage,
that.
all right. So I ate mushrooms the other day. I'm just going to say it. So I said, I don't ever want to go to the doctors again. And the mushroom said to me, what the fuck was that? So the mushroom said to me, okay. So I go, I want to heal, but I want you to teach me because I don't think I can do this because of the pain I was in. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to take drugs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I want to
Mm-hmm.
just smoke weed and live my life or whatever. And I was getting just hanging there a little bit longer, first of all. So I'm like, okay, that's good news.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got just relax and sleep. And I went, what? And boom, they knocked me out.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to, it was like I had the idea, and I don't know if it's mine, that we already have around us in this house right
Everything
at
we
this
need.
time everything you'll need to get yourself into a level of never needing to see a doctor unless you break your arm or something and you need to go because of that reason.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. You said it to me when we were mixing the stuff. You were like, yo, you're the man at this or whatever. And I was thinking in my head, there was multiple things. There was a kid in me going, this shit works. This shit works. He was singing it. And then there was an adult science guy part of me going, alchemize it correctly. Everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about nothing. Like, have a nice day. It was very simple. And each version in my head was, it was almost like you're getting it. Like, no permission.
Right.
You don't have to. What would they think if, like, I must have had a thought in my head that, this pain is so great, I'm going to be in the doctor's office again. And then it won't, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm resigning to this.
Look, since you did the foot detox, your skin has changed. You used to have very oily skin. You don't have oily skin anymore. You haven't done a foot detox in months. Okay, that was just a foot detox, and it changed the suppleness of your skin.
Yes.
Your skin is supple and smooth, and it's no longer oily.
Yes. There's way more, but imagine the change on such a small amount of effort, and it's all about you and caring enough about you to want to do it, and not looking for a silver bullet, but looking for the way they poison us. They put it in everything. You do everything away from, like, to purge the poison every direction. Well, if the foot bath isn't going to work 100%, and your crystals and your grounding and your this and your that, it's not 100%. You just go in and you just do you on each of those things. But you now have the ability to do it.
I mean,
You
look, in the beginning, I was afraid to do it, like, quietly.
It's
I was
anything.
like,
If you have a
I don't
bad
think,
injury and then you have to
I don't know if I can
rehab,
do that. No,
and
but
you have to start doing, hold on, and you have to start doing yoga, like an injury like yours. There's like a special yoga for that, right? But you got to do it. Remember when we were doing that stuff?
I know
You were more into it than I was.
I
I was
was
crying like a baby.
But then it hurt. Yeah.
No,
and
I
then
know
we
it hurts.
stopped. But
However,
and then we have to pick that up again.
See, it's one of those that she's like,
Right.
it worked enough to the point where, it's a worthy one. Put that card back out on the table. We as a couple need to do this because it works. You know that it works. Okay, same thing with the MMS. Same thing with when we take zinc and turmeric,
Magnesium. Yeah.
magnesium.
No, I get it.
And why we
what did
filter
I
the
say?
water.
I said this was another adventure for us to take together.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is a beautiful thing. All right, so check it out. I see there was no questions. Nobody really. All right, somebody did post earlier about Seven and it, whatever, and his products and everything. That guy's great, right? Seven Bomar. I had a bad reaction to monatomic gold, a really good one too, supposedly. It did nothing for me. I did not feel right. I tried it for like a week and it didn't do anything. I noticed nothing. And then my body at times just didn't take to it. So I can't talk about that. However, I did silver for a month.
Oh, the silver works.
It works fucking great. But this is another level.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
The silver was just like preparation. So maybe this part, the reaction to it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is just two 4-ounce cups today, and I feel like they're drilling a hole in my stomach, and I'm embracing this.
Stretch it out, lean forward with your heart.
Yeah, I mean,
when you do it, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm falling apart right now, but it's like I'm loving it.
Yeah. Look, I'm having that weirdo moment too. I'm laying there with a smile on my face, even in pain.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I'm happy, but it's just.
But I feel it
dying.
leaving.
Yeah.
When I did Hape, it was like that.
That's how I felt. It felt like I scrubbed my eyes.
Yes. After the first, I realized what was happening.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, get all the cracks and crevices
Mm-hmm.
inside everything. Yeah, it was that feeling, but slowly everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel now. It's everywhere. Weird. It's just a weird feeling. I feel like I feel like I have a big rock in my stomach. Can't explain it. Ugh, it's awful. But I'm very excited.
I have a rock in my stomach, but I'm really excited.
No, I am, because I know it's going through me like Drano.
Nick, we're talking about MMS, Master Mineral Solution. So we've been sciencing it, and it's been kicking fucking ass. Because if you know like Paula doesn't take a full dose. right? Like a full dose is 3 drops of this stuff and 3 drops of this stuff.
1 drop.
And they go, you should take that with 4-ounce glass of water. However, you read the whole book. At the end, he goes, all right, check it out. You could just divide those down and don't worry about it. Just do it when you can and watch what happens. Right? So you're like, oh, and he shows you the math and how you break it down. It's very simple. So Paul is like, just give me a drop, one drop, and 1 drop. That's it.
Right.
Boom, takes it instantly, starts working. Within 20 minutes, she's laying down like, it's working. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
I go on a rampage with it. And my body was ejecting stuff, but not, I wasn't in pain.
I was ready for it. I really was.
It was not painful. It was like collecting and being rocketed out of me, whether it was through my face was pouring snot. And I'm like, my head, I wasn't stuffy.
Maybe that's why your allergies are so bad.
It was like, and I'm going, and I'm sitting with Reggie's looking at me like, what did I get? You sick or something? Right? Like, because she can't breathe. And I'm going, no, my eyes, it's not just tears, it's gunk and shit
coming out. Yeah.
And it was like a
discharge.
Yes. A discharge of allergies that lasted about, no joke, 25 minutes of me just going, I got to blow my nose again. But at one point it was everything.
That's awesome.
And then I went, wow. I started recording right after that happened. That later that night,
deviated septum is probably not.
I go, I fucking can't work at night sometimes because I can't breathe out of my nose. I sound too nasally, like it just sounds weird when I'm rapping. So I'm like, I can't do music tonight, and I'm like, fuck. If this keeps up like this,
I can't do
music. If I can keep my stuff regulated, whatever, I'm going to science that and go forward with it. I'm just saying. It's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm just going to do more of this. But tomorrow I'll feel even better.
Golf clap for Paula.
Oh, stop it.
Anyway, love you guys so much. Inflammation gets blown out. So Paula said this earlier. It like collects and comes out through a purge, but it's actually inflammation.
Oh yeah, I see it in the foot bath.
Okay, so
yeah, I see it when it comes out in the foot bath.
Think about that thought for a second. Just think about that. The inflammation could come out. It doesn't just reduce. No, this shit's got to go get out. And
okay,
this is how you do it. Well, because they say people 90-something% of people quit doing this because of that one reaction.
That's why
so
I'm
they're
going
like, it's
hard
making me sick, and it's like,
no,
it's killing so much parasites, and you drank too much.
I'm embracing it.
You can just drop it down to the one drop, and do that in and out of your fucking day. Just can't have caffeine.
But I know within 2 hours. Oh, I thought it was 1 hour.
2 hours.
2 hours. Oh, that's hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not hard.
No,
because you don't want it. I ate and I had food in my stomach, and I don't think I should have did that today.
Yeah, we both got like weird. Like maybe we ate but weren't that hungry. Like I felt like 2 bites and I would have been perfect for some strange reason.
Weird. And so we're not gonna time it anywhere near food tomorrow. We'll science it that way.
I don't even give a shit. I'll just drink it.
Oh, I don't care either. I'm ready.
Like at night and stuff. It's like the sun goes down. I'm ready to eat like a pig. All right. Thank you for hanging in there with us tonight. We love you guys so much. Don't forget to check out the Obelisk with Nish and Jerry. It's a great show. Great group of people. Look, I'm here to connect the tribes, right? We should at least know each other and have representatives in all when we reach out and we branch out to more. The word's getting out. There's a lot of people on board on the deep end of the pool, more than you would ever think. Just like my dad saying, I think they clone people in space on the moon, or maybe not on the moon. It's just so they could get over maritime law. Like he was just insistent that if you went out further into the atmosphere, this is where it came from, that law suddenly changes, and now we do whatever the fuck we want. So if we have something that could just float up there and then we could just do some fucked up shit, we're definitely going to do it. He's like, because that's what they do. He was convinced. He goes, and then they go out into the universe as slaves sometimes and other stuff.
Yeah.
And I went, this guy's great. Sign him up. I would have never thought in a million years. So if he could do it, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it.
Oh, if I could do it, anyone could do it because I'm a baby. But I'm doing it. I'm embracing it.
Do whatever it is you need to do for you. Claim it. Become it. Live it. Doesn't matter if somebody could say to you, hey, man, you're not really like that guy. Shut up, man. I change every day. And I'm becoming more and more me. So if you're not going to just love me, all right, get out of my way. Thank you guys so much for being here. We love you. And remember, the universe rewards bravery. Stay fearless, everyone. Peace out.